Meet Smith. Formerly employed by Project Nexus as one of their lead engineers on a remote experimental lab, focusing on creating technologies that could be controlled with the brain. After many years of service and becoming one of the best they had, he earned the nickname The Smith for his ability to weld together the ingenious military tech he produced with the rubbish and scraps that just sat around the complex. This ranged from unique weapons and armor to small gadgets containing unimaginable abilities. With an eye for the intuitive, he cobbled these together out of his rubbish in a workshop that the Nexus gave to him in return for advancing their military hardware. And for a while, he enjoyed his work, and the agents of the Nexus left him to his own devices. Smith left the program after an innocent, simple misunderstanding with the upper management that led to a loved one discovering the lab was actually making brain-controlling devices, then brainwashing Smith to kill said loved one with his own hands, attempting to remove any evidence by trying to incinerate him with his own creations, failing, leaving him for dead, his face scorched, permanently scarred, blind, and body mangled presumably beyond repair. Surprisingly, he took this poorly and once recovered, infiltrated the base and removed any trace of it from the map. It isn't understood how he was able to do this, single-handedly and in his physical state, only occasionally murmuring that he had access to a tunnel that could go anywhere. Within a short time of this event taking place, the employers recruited him to continue going after the Nexus with all their resources at his disposal to reach their mutual purpose. He spends most of his time in a new workshop creating gear and equipment available to anyone who shares the same goals as him, as long as they can name the right price. But will occasionally be seen joining resistance members if the mission requires his technical expertise or is simply important enough. Now that the storyline's done, I'll leave you with some of the concepts that I drew a little while ago and talk over them a little about the backstory, about the design of the character. Smith was originally a concept I did in 2008 for a small Madness found film that I was animating called Madness Portal. Unfortunately, that never happened after hardware failure, and I lost all of the Flash material and files. I originally had screenshots of this as well that weren't lost that I later used as reference for the character you see today, which I did a few years later but kept some of the files. The overall design, I wanted a utilitarian feel for the character, lots of pouches. Smith, as far as the storyline here goes, is an engineer. It fits really well. And also the scar across his face was added as a deep hatred for whatever's been happening in the Nexus system. He saw behind the scenes. Because of this, he saw the true nature of Nexus and kind of symbolizes in a way them trying to take that away from him, scarring, and he left it there. He hasn't gone back to try to fix it, even though there's some things in the universe that seem to fix them, like Hank's regeneration. He's always added that to his character, and I feel like because of what happened in the past with me not being able to put him out, and also with just the fact that I feel like this character really fits in with the storyline. He looks the part, he looks a badass, but it also fills in a role of support for Hank and the crew in the story. He's able to make gear, he's able to design new weapons if the devs want to do something unique but need a story reason to actually put that out there rather than the standard conventional hardware. And also along the fact with you can make the missions more complicated by adding some technical features or having to protect them, anything like that. And as far to me, it would be a real honor both to the design as well as what's happened with the character if he finally got a spotlight in the Madness universe and was actually used, rather than be behind closed doors in the files and me never using him. It's just one chance to actually shine, and I hope in the community actually likes him as much as I do and votes for him to put him in the game. Thank you guys very much, and I look forward to seeing him as well as you guys when the game comes out, hopefully by sometime next year. Thanks guys, and looking forward to it.